after we did get it hooked up, he was very pleased this spring how his farm looked for rainy. He said it was really nice working around this spring, so it worked real well after they got it hooked up last summer.
And I think one more item we talked, Rick mentioned he wrote a letter to Abrams on the repair damages that were done for the leveling, the dirt and stuff. We're trying to get that figured out too and settled too, so we'll wait for communication back on that, so. That's all I had, and Rick, whatever you had.
Well, let's see, Monday afternoon, I rode around with Mike Maloney with D.A. Davison, bonding, visited with our local banks. We went to Bank Iowa, Northwest Federal, what's the other one, FS?
Oh, Farmers?
No.
U.S. Bank?
No, the other one. Farmer State Bank. Farmer State Bank. Still bank there.
Yeah.
And then, presented it to all three banks there. Wednesday, I had my local ADMO meeting here in the courthouse with, the local people. And then Wednesday, I was up here in the afternoon with, Jerry and Rick Hopper visiting with Glenn Davis. That's what I had.
In full week.
It was busy days. Wednesday was, that was it for me.
Yeah, my juvenile detention meeting got canceled, so I didn't have anything. Okay, Tuesday the 19th, we had, landfill meeting in Fort Dodge. We did hire a new operator for the landfill. And, rather than having two part-time scale operators, the one found another job, so the mother took the job full-time, so now she will be getting benefits and so forth. And, we had a presentation by engineering firm there about the leachate line. You know, we've had trouble with going through the Coleman district there and the odors. So I think with the new cell being developed and so forth, they're making a proposal to put in a new line down the road and get past that district altogether. It'll be, I think, a 3-inch line, pressurized line coming out of the landfill. So, we told them to go ahead, kind of pick out the route and so forth. So I think the next meeting we'll have a formal proposal and, put it out for bid to do that. And, Kirsten, the attorney, has been meeting with the Attorney General down there and so forth. Things are getting pretty close. The DNR and our engineering firm was agreed that, where we thought we'd put a lot of that, garbage illegally, that it was dirt rather than garbage, where Grill was hauling to make his lake. So we kind of narrowed it down to a small area. The problem now is, Cindy wants to put a French drain, like a tow drain along that edge and tie into the leachate line. And if the DNR will buy that, I think we'll be in good shape and get everything settled out. Hopefully, they're looking for the end of the summer to get that off the table. So, made a lot of progress in the last year or so down there. That's all I have.
And no special meeting this week. Paul, county engineer, front and center. Got our packer.
Good morning.
Not missed.
We've talked about in several meetings, I have a proposal, a quote, tagged along with BD County, where we're trying to buy 2 retired, packers. They come out of Canada, and our share of the cost, and we would pick it up at BD, would be $17,080.80. We've looked for used ones since I've been here. The one we have, is, non-repairable. It
probably, as one other county engineer said, it probably was originally used doing runways in the Philippines, but we're not sure of that, but
World War II then,
this is a good option for us, and I recommend we buy one. We use it when we pull up shoulders, like to roll it in with the moisture, and get her compacted to hold her down. That's one of the places we use it. Boone County uses several of these and has them and has given them rave reviews, and that's why I recommend we buy it. Well, we'd probably put behind a truck with a pintle hitch. It could be with a tractor, but generally we just pull it with a tandem truck.
What's the width on these?
This one's, I think, 7.5 feet.
Okay.
A little wider than what we have, Jerry. I think it's 90 inch, if I remember the specs correctly.
Are you gonna haul it, trailer it from Innisfil?
No, we'll haul it. We'll trailer it with our tandem, with the truck.
Put it on that?
And get her up on that and go from there.
Yeah. Any plans of scrapping the old ones, what's gonna happen to that?
We'll probably, sell it or auction or whatever.
I know Paul had brought this to us a couple weeks ago, we talked about it, we just didn't want an agenda officially authorize the purchase, so it's not new to us, Paul. I think it's a good deal.
No, I had forgotten it last week, that's why you didn't see it then.
Well, something will probably last another 40 years.
Well, yeah, and you know, this is, parts, everything's current. I mean, even the bearings are current, the spindles, the hubs, everything is, junked on that other one. We can't use it hardly, it, breaks as we use it. It's worse than an old snowmobile.
I entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the contractor. Motion by Harlan.
Second.
Second by Rick. Other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We have a contractor.
The other, another, line of business is approved application for construction on county right-of-way from Fred Weers for dust control at 2772 Lone Tree Road. This is part of the other two, this is a part of a 1,200-foot segment, I think, that they're gonna zing 3 of them together. On Lone Tree, we have already approved the other two, maybe a month ago already, it's been a while.
I've seen that.
And, he has, gotten to us with this, the dust control hasn't started a lot yet. One of the concerns we haven't had recently is dust, but, as soon as the moisture shuts off, that will be the next, big item around here probably.
We have the application before us here.
I'll make motion to approve the dust control for February's at 2772 Lone Tree Road.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Morton. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the dust control Lone Tree Road application. Other discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Third order of business, approve a Humboldt County and an IDOT application for construction on county right-of-way from Mid-American Company for an underground power along Highway 3 and Utah Avenue. This is a submission, 2 separate submissions, one by the DOT because they had to get a permit to work in Highway 3, and one to us for work along Utah Avenue. And this is to the Rasmussen's hog facility out there, north of North, south of Hardy. We did, and I don't know what copy I gave you of the version of the plan, but they had pole boxes on the plan, which they will not use. So they will not, they'll use long sweeps or open holes or whatever they need to. Yes, no pole boxes, I did get that noted on yours, I didn't remember what copy I gave you. And then I pointed out where we didn't know about intakes or what we could physically see, just so whoever the contractor is pays attention. Now, we have some, drainage we're running in the same right-of-way where they're trying to install this. Otherwise, I believe it's complete and they have, no other issues with it.
Right away,
I'll make a motion to approve the application for construction of county right of way.
I'll second.
we have a motion second to approve Madam Director's application for construction of right away. Other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Finally, we have quotes for, blades. We like to get blades, when, we don't think we need the blades, and, that's the best time to try to buy them, in my opinion. These cutting edges, again, from Ziegler, you have a revised quote. The discount that was presented, was made them, they moved the discount to be more in line with what they've done in the past. The discounted price off the list is actually $55, and they initially started at $50. This puts the blades, just slightly higher than last year's instead of markedly higher than last year's. And I recommend we buy $11,710.75 worth of blade. You notice I had 76. I, looked at the revised quote this morning, did not print it for you, but it's 75 cents instead of 76, so.
Yeah, that's quite a discount. Who pays the whole price of that, anybody?
I don't know.
That's
It's kinda like list price. I think if you go to a jewelry store, you can buy stuff at 40% off, big deal.
Sprayers have a tendency to go that way too.
I don't know.
Certain items are that way.
Maybe if you went down there and bought one edge, you'd pay full price. I think you probably would, Carl. And tax, too.
Okay, we have a labor here,
Do they ship them to you?
be a lot of freight on those things.
Right. The biggest thing and why it's nice this time of the year is then they can work the freight out. If they don't have them here and they're in Colorado or they're in the East Coast or whatever,
Can wait a while.
we don't rush. No, but if you need these in the middle of winter,
You're gonna pay more.
you need them, and so everybody else does, and then it gets to be, the two things you don't wanna look for in the winter is chloride and blades.
And we know we're gonna eventually use them, so you just, you gotta get them up.
We're assuming we have diesel fuel, that's another key component.
Yeah.
All right.
You go through about the same number every year, depending on what.
This year, we didn't use a lot of blades. I mean, our older blades typically could be in the $20,000 range, or 17 or 18, and these are substantially down. We keep, I wanna have at least a full season of blades on hand, and we're
Just referencing back to that.
the full season is, by definition, a moving target. An interesting sidebar is those that run the, white topping burn a lot more blades than on the asphalt.
You're out in the middle of winter, you might pay the full price.
Right, no, in the middle of winter, everybody wants them, depending on what the coasts have, going for snow, but it's like anything, it's supply and demand. Right now is a good time to fill these kind of things.
So you're buying like 20 of the, cutting edge?
Yeah, 20 of the, 4Ts, let's see.
Those, what's the letter number, like 19 and 5 and 14, what's that represent?
Don't know. The 4T 3007 is a 3/4 inch by 6 blade. That's, one of the truck blades. We use 2 blades in the front of the trucks, either a 3/4 or 1 inch by 6. So we got 20 of the 3/4, and I believe we got, 20 of,
Inch ones?
20 of the inch, the 7T 34.99. So, The grader blades, generally, our biggest, consumer of blades is generally a 6 foot, the 5D 9558 is, the grader blade. It's a 6 footer. It's a curved blade that goes on the graders. They're the ones that will eat up blades. If we're out there trying to cut ice, and we put down pressure on the blades, we'll eat them up and chew them up in a hurry. The trucks without down pressure, they just have the weight of the blade. They're not so bad, except for the white topping will look like an arc welder as you watch them at night. But, no, the grader blades will eat up far more blades when we're cutting. Generally, that's the heavy consumer. The 8 footers, we only use a few. We change, those are a summer blade, and we maybe only go through a pair of them a machine, if that, a summer.
Entertain a motion for the approval of purchase from blades from Zager. Motion by Morton.
I'll second.
Second by Rick. Other discussion about blade purchase? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Other business not agendized is, I believe our drainage, district contractor for over in Avery was trying to close the road. He had planned on closing it this morning, Birch Avenue. I don't know that he did, or will, the way the weather looks.
Did he come and get signs from you?
We talked about it. He didn't come Friday as far as I know. I asked him, and he hadn't seen. I told him they were available at either, for his benefit, it'd be either boat or here. And here, we have the inventory plus the extra, and, so here'd be a good place to get it. He didn't know. He said he had a lot of signs at another project, and he depended on their status, so he may have to supplement his and ours, is the way it looked. Another, letter that you may have received in the fan mail, and it was a concern to all of us, the firm. I don't know if you've, got that yet, but I just received it Friday, is they are revising the firm maps for Humboldt County based on wide floodplains, small areas, small drainage areas, and revising them to reflect at least 1 foot depth of water. So some of the thing that we were looking at up in Lake Township that was 1.5 miles wide of, should be smaller, we're supposed to be seeing revised mapping in, July. So what they were gonna send down and give us, whether we wanted it or not, is being revised. So they did take another look at it, and I think it's wise.
Okay.
Because the way they had it, it would've wiped out chunks of anything that we could use in Humboldt County.
Now we come out with the pole company and wanted to move down the highway. Did you do any damage? Or did you move it?
It looked all right. We followed and we modeled we were there with every move. And, they're trying to move out this morning. That's, I had discussions with Dave just after he was done. He's going to look at it now because they wanna move out going east, and, the road will be, soft and vulnerable this morning. They did have mats on it for the concrete, so they ran all the concrete loaded down to 10th. They put their own mats out on our road, put pylons on either side of it, so that they could span these trouble areas, onto 10th on the gravel. So the loaded side, of the concrete trucks never hit the seal coat on Lone Tree. They went out empty. They washed out down by the road, they got stuff out of the way. Actually, that was a real good arrangement for them. Sometimes the washout areas are, anyway, everywhere. They got it in one spot away, removed from the pour. The big one left is, well, they have 2 left. One up on the bottom in Foster that they still have, and then one on the south end, terminal pole right at 260th and Penn, right along the Badger Blacktop.
That's gotta be soft in that river bottom, man.
Well, I think the issue isn't that. I think the issue is rock there.
Oh, rock, everything rock.
I think they're ready to go, and I don't know. They haven't done it. It's supposed to have been done a long time ago, and hopefully
They've been on that a long time.
I told them if we get the bang, bang, bang here, storms in a row,
And they could have water.
they might be in trouble. Well, they have water in the hole anyway. They gotta case it off so far, but getting there might be, another underwater. Yeah, another story.
Another question, Paul, did you get a letter from, a note from Lisa Reinhardt on home base Iowa signs?
Yes.
Did they make application, you make application, how do we handle that situation?
I talked to her, and we had some suggestions, and, I mean, we had similar requests a number of years ago from the quilters, barn quilt, or whatever, and they came up with some accommodations, that were entrances to the county that met the state requirements, and, you know, I said it'd be very similar to that. Most of what she requested from us, was all state routes, so it wouldn't be us, it'd be the DOT. And, the DOT doesn't want them, so, even though the department, you know, in Des Moines, the two hands didn't talk to each other. One hand required them with the grant, and another hand says, we don't want more signs. Again, the more signs there are, the less people pay attention to them.
I noticed on 169, as you enter into Webster County going south, they set another sign right beside the entrance. It said, welcome Webster County, and they got a sign right beside it, another post.